Hey, what's up? All right, so I got the Leopard 2K. I need to change a setting really quick. It's actually a graphics setting. It might freeze it, but I'll just restart it if I need to. But yeah, there we go. It worked. Worked good. It basically just makes it so you guys can't see anything but like I can look at the chat, but all you guys see is the screen. All right, so yeah, I not only got it, but I also I've got the parts, I got tracks. I'm working on the brakes right now, and then I'm gonna go for the adjust for fire. This thing's actually very inaccurate, and although I'm landing a lot of shots, I'm not killing a lot of vehicles. So this tank right here, because it has the laser rangefinder, is so much better. It's just more accurate. It might even be because of these things. Having these probably makes it more accurate at range. Because it's got the same exact gun as the Leopard 2K. It's going to be quite some time before I could do 166. It's kind of crazy because this is actually 250, and I've already put that much on it, which is kind of crazy if you think about that. I also managed to get this upgraded all the way. I was really wanting to get these because I thought, hey, I'll be able to take out tanks a lot quicker. But the amount of ammunition that they give you with them, like, you either have to take the entire thing, which is like 2,500 silver, um, and I'm going with how fast you can unload this. It's kind of scary. Was this one? It's got armor piercing incendiary tracer shell and a high explosive incendiary tracer shell. Probably good for catching stuff on fire. And then this one has armor piercing incendiary tracer shell. They just do them different. I like this one the best. It's just every other shell. This one would be you get more firepower. So I don't know, but yeah, these are like you Sabo rounds. Like kind of crazy if you think about it. They're Sabo rounds. They're the same as what you're shooting out of the barrel of a regular tank. I tried them and they really do devastate. They do devastate tanks, but this is what I actually am going to be going for probably next. We're going to end up with a surface-to-air missile. I've been seeing a lot of people use them. I've been trying to get really good with the long range stuff, but anyway. So nobody commenting yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and start searching. So actually, I do want to check something. So from 8.0 to 8.3 and up, it's all the same, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, I was just curious because I did notice that ever since I got this vehicle, I do run into the Leopard 2KA or A2K, I think it is, a lot more. So, but yeah, I couldn't imagine it getting, going up against the, uh, was it Abrams M1A1? The thing's got 800 millimeters of armor on the turret, and it's got the 120 on it, which is pretty much has the same specs as the gun I'm using right now. But much easier to use. I will say that without the engine, rangefinder, all that stuff, pretty pretty difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and say to. Oh, excuse me. Pretty difficult to stay alive, move out of the way. Like getting the tracks makes it so you can actually take off a bit. The thing I noticed too is a lot of people have been taking the spots that I go to. Not that they're my spots, but you'll notice like these guys are all going, we're all going to this side, and this is why I go over here, because not a lot of people go here. But they leave the other side open, so there's a lot of losing games. Yeah, this guy's... Yeah, they're all doing the exact same thing I have been doing. Another good place is right behind me, but you only have to... You can only do that every once in a while. Yeah, so long range shots are not so hot for me. But up close, it's pretty good. It's just the far away stuff. Now this has a cannon on it. It has a 30mm, as you guys can see right there. It allows me to get a lot of assists, so if somebody shoots that guy in between me shooting him, I still get the assist for it, which is kind of unfair, I would say, if you think about it. But it's a remote-controlled cannon. I do know that nowadays you could actually have high explosive shells out of it, out of this kind of a gun, and they did have one mounted on an Abrams once. I had seen it when I was a kid. Like I just hit a track. It's pretty good at shooting down planes as well. The biggest problem is that it's at a weird angle, so you have to kind of figure out I don't think I even got credit for that. It kind of sounds like a Volkswagen as well. It's like so if we don't get some anti-air here soon, I'll do mine. Run! Yeah, if you fire immediately when you spawn, they'll fire back at you. Oh shit! I didn't even see this guy. Wow. Yeah, it's obviously an accident. It's obviously an accident, but the D-bag's gotta be a stupid ass about it. The price you pay for having a small ass vehicle. That's all I can say. Yeah, I ran into some guys that were talking smack, and then when I looked closer, I happened to notice that they have. So if you're playing this game and you look, you'll see an either an asterisk or a star, or you'll see a like, I guess it would be, I forget what it's actually called, but it looks like a little cross. Anyway. So those guys, the guys that were talking smack, were from Xbox, which just made me go, it was kind of silly because the guys were talking smack. They actually typed it into the chat, which tells me they're either using a keyboard or they have the little chat pad. But yeah, I was just laughing, and I basically said I was like, why are I wonder why nobody in PC talks to, you know, people on the Xbox 360. I disabled chat most of the time. I only talk to people in groups, you know, that like parties. You know, I don't usually play with individuals just because of it. But it's pretty funny if you think about it. It's pretty silly. Another thing I did notice about this vehicle is that right now it's not fully upgraded, but it does seem to have a longer reload than the M1A1. So, which can kind of be a little messed up. But yeah, you can see 6 assists, 9 actual kills. So I'm missing a lot of shots. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of shots. And get killed a little bit more, which is to be expected. When you come up and you try and fire and then back away, if you don't have the 100% on your on the motor, I mean, look, that's me backing up. So, I mean, it helps not to be sitting out there, but the temptation to just sit here, you know, to just sit here like I am right now and wait. You can just see the reload. It's just way longer. Of course, aircraft are also a big problem. Yeah, aircraft could be a really big problem for this vehicle. It really does remind me of the original Leopard. Seriously, it's almost identical in a lot of ways. It gets bombed a hell of a lot. I think that's why it has the cannon on top of it, because it's such a large tank. I mean, it's so wide. Yeah, if you take a look at it, it's a very wide vehicle. So during the update, this latest update, I did notice that you can fire on the move with the more modern vehicles relatively easy. Like, any kind of bumping or shaking would cause it to have all kinds of problems shooting. So when you're driving at top speed, it's still smooth. You can see, like, even when I'm hitting something, it's not really that big because these are actually supposed to be stabilized barrels. So same as the Abrams, where you could like put a cup of beer on it and drive around because it's stabilized. A lot of premium tanks, and a lot of people have already purchased a ton of the new tank destroyers without actually working to earn them. Which, I mean, I guess if you got the money, I mean, who cares? But once you do that, it's like it's so much easier for people to get mad once you have invested. I mean, time in something is, hey, I made these things when I was a kid. I had fun when I made the models, but I had no problem getting rid of them, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's not like I had to keep them or felt obligated to keep them. So I discovered something since the last time we actually played, since my last stream, and that is I finally figured out why, and this is how you're supposed to fire by hitting V. So if you fire a guided bomb, which, I mean, if I do now, I mean, I'm just going to show you guys. So you fire it and you guess where the tank's going to be. And you can see how I did hit it, but it wasn't exactly, that would have missed as well. So we have 2 more missiles, tow missiles, and we have these huge rockets, which are really good. I did notice the other day, this is going to sound funny, but I noticed the other day I was playing, and there was just some ridiculous stuff going on. I mean, in the actual game itself. It was really odd, it's just some strange stuff. Glitches, bugs, lagging out of the game, stuff like that. There we go. Took a lot of damage and I never got to fire these rockets, but kind of my fault for, you know, not kind of picking it earlier. If I would have waited until the round started, I would have had a lot more time to get behind the tanks. So pretty much with bombing and helicopters and any of that stuff, any of the stuff that you might be using. Holy moly. I'm gonna get spawn killed. I knew it. Yeah, if you fire when you come into the game, they'll just all fire at you. If you move out of the way though, usually you can get away. Yeah, without having the full horsepower, this thing, it's kind of a slug. Kind of slow. Is that guy just shooting a wall? Yeah, I think it's crazy that there was a tank right here and I just ran into him and he was like literally stuck inside. Stuck inside this tank. Pretty silly. Yeah, so a couple things I noticed as well, if you're playing this a lot, is that sometimes you get games that almost seem rigged, and sometimes you have games where it's like you just can't hit a damn thing. I thought it was RNG or something, but all it really is when you switch over a tank, when you switch over to a different vehicle. Uh-oh, better get going. When you switch over to a brand new vehicle, you know, everything's all screwed up and not very good, so you know, it's not like you have to buy a new gun. You just have to have the rangefinder, so it's kind of like I feel like I'm in the same vehicle that I was in, but my shooting's, you know, not as good. Backing up slower, stuff like that. So it's really odd. It's going to be that way for a while too. I wonder, it doesn't actually say I'm penetrating them, but this tank with this cannon is definitely crazy. I would say that this was probably taken off of the I don't know if that was me. I definitely didn't get credit for it. Let me see, has anybody said anything? What's up there? Did you just quit Woot? Yeah. Yeah, I can't play that game. I put so much time and effort into it just to have it turned into that missionary. Whatever it is, mercenary thing. And as soon as I seen that, I just lost interest in it almost immediately. But I had been dabbling in this game, and the thing about this is the game mode I'm playing is not very stressful because I'm just playing against AI. It's not like they're robots or anything. It's just AI. You know, it's AI. Not very hard to. You can have some bad games. You could even say it's RNG, but pretty much when your tank's working correctly, I don't get any RNG. Only right now. It's just because I'm missing a lot of shots, so it's not really RNG like you would see in World of Tanks. I never liked the hit point system. Like, if in real life, whoever sees the person first wins. Now, I will say that if you go up against the Abrams, it does have survivability ratings that are crazy. Pretty much every tank that you run into has to have, you have to shoot its driver and then take a side shot on the Abrams, which is kind of crazy if you think about that for 1 second. But yeah, being able to one-shot people because you have a good memory and know where everything is, where all the ammo is why I used to have really good ammo rack compilation videos for World of Tanks. But when I seen this, I was like, you know, because I'm pretty good at that, pretty good at that stuff. But that was a weird shot. Kind of landed on it like a Hail Mary. So the ammo rack on all of the German tanks are right on the right side of where it would normally be. This is weird too. The last couple of days that I've actually been playing this, it just drops. You see this? Like and there's no way you can recover from it. It won't fly. I don't know what the hell. Like it does that every time. This is the first time I've actually recovered the helicopter, which is crazy. It looks to me like we're not actually flying. I don't know if you can see that, but with the nose down like this, we should be actually going real fast. That would have killed it too. Let's see if we can get a nice hovering going here. Where are these tanks? There they are. I was gonna drop these 2 bombs they gave you, but the thing tumbles when you first come out the gate. So this is a game mode that seems to be very glitchy, but in order to get 8,000 XP, which is about what I get in a winning game with this, in order to get that 8,000 XP, I actually have to do a lot of stuff in an actual game. For instance, this actually takes longer. It takes longer to do. So, yeah, it takes longer to do this game mode, but you get more. But if you were to play multiplayer, two games, it would probably only take 15 minutes. I think I had 18 kills where I've actually hit the vehicles. Yeah, I've been getting better and better at this game, honestly. It does look like we're gonna need some more ammunition. There we go. Ouch. Funny, I repair, and then somehow these suckers keep shooting me from range. It's actually not even a somehow, it is the way that it is. Yeah, so recently I had a friend contact me that wanted me to play World of Tanks, and you know, he was like, oh hey, and then I was like, well, I don't want to play World of Tanks, and I was like, hey, you want to play Ark Survival or something? And I realized in that moment that the guy, all he wanted was for me to come back to World of Tanks, and if I wasn't going to do that, then he was basically just like, oh, F off. was just let me know that it's not a friend. You know, that a person like that's not a friend. And I've been having a lot of that. It's why I stopped. I don't have any social media. Just tired of it. You know, I think people are fake, and I think if you meet them in real life, they would never act the way that they do. You know. It does sound like a Volkswagen, though. It's like. So yeah, around 8,000. So 3 games, 4 games to get one of these researched. Yeah. So yeah. A lot of the stuff that happened in World of Tanks for me was so negative and so stupid. And like I said, people just, I've met some people and it seemed like they were just in love with the idea, not even the real thing, just in love with the idea of either beating me, trying to show me up on one of my own videos, which I mean, obviously I'm not gonna, I'm gonna edit that out, you know. And then the couple times that I actually had some friends on, and let them talk while recording and streaming, it proved to be, I'll say, demonetizable. So it just got to the point where it's like it's easier to play by myself. And of course, I don't like to play. I don't like where World of Tanks has gone. I don't like the hit point system, and I sure as hell don't like the community. Which, I mean, when I say the community, I mean not all the communities are horrible, but when you got people that not only are killing people but sending them messages to tell them that they're trash because they're that unhappy with themselves, it's like what the f? It's a video game. They act like it's real life. It's like their entire behavior is dependent upon them winning a game. And I mean, that to me is just like, there's too much of it. I'd say 1 out of every 5 players in World of Tanks that I've met are like that. And then there's also people that just don't have any skill, and they're great people, but they're not very good with games. And so when they're not, if they can't beat you, with skill, then they'll try and beat you with verbal insults. It's like, and the funniest thing is most of the people I've seen doing that were adults. I mean, I'm talking adults, like 40, 50 years old, and I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what the f is going on here? Like, this is a video game. There's a lot of military people that play, and they treat everybody like garbage, and it's like, it's not like I'm not I'm not against our military, but I'll say the people that say that they're in the military, which I mean, I don't even know if that's even true. The people that say they're in the military, most of the time, most of the time are absolute asses because you're not in the military. Now, I mean, they have the right to do that, whatever. Maybe they have issues going on at home, I don't know. But, it's not all of them, obviously, but some. Which sounds crazy, but it's the truth. And so you get into a room with people like that maybe even have post-traumatic stress, and it just becomes, because this isn't it's not reality, it's not reality. This is a video game. So is World of Tanks. And when you get people that let's say are in the military, and the stuff they do in the military doesn't work in this because it's a game, they get angry at everybody around them. And if you happen to be one of their friends, and I'm going to say that was happening to me so frequently that I just started getting rid of people, like on my friends list. I don't even know, I mean, I'm not even 100% sure that they were in the military, but I will say that those people would definitely let you know that, if you weren't in the military, or if you're not like them, that they don't want you playing with them, which is just kind of crazy. Now, I'm not saying that every single military person in the military does that. I'm just saying that some of the guys that I played with in tanks, 1 out of 10 that were in the military, were, like I said, very angry at the fact that this is a game of hand-eye coordination, not tactics. Yeah, you can involve tactics, but you have to have the hand-eye coordination too. And so it's kind of a mix. And so seeing that, seeing that happening, you know what I'm talking about. Seeing that kind of stuff in person, and like I don't even know how many people I've had to either kick out of the clan or just say, hey, what is going on with you? Why are you acting this way? And everybody that was playing, with those people were absolutely upset. And so you end up being a referee trying to help broken ass people. And the thing is, I'm a broken person, so I don't have time to do that. So, like I said, unless I was just playing World of Tanks by myself, not a lot of people play this. Seriously, not a lot of people play this game that I know. I mean, there might be some that play, but those things are tough. I'm hitting them right in the good sweet spot. I'm thinking it might be side shots I need to go for. Crazy. Yeah, so that in combination with people, like I said, I've met some people that just because I was a community contributor, that was the only reason they wanted to play with me. And if I didn't happen to guess that they wanted me to put one of their clips on my channel, then they get pissed off at me, and then it's crazy. I can't believe it. I mean, because I'm not exactly one of the biggest YouTubers, but to have people acting like that just it makes you go, what are you doing? Why am I doing this? Is there really am I really doing this? What's making me do this? Am I doing this because I enjoy it, or is it because I feel obligated? I hate to say it, but there is a point where you start feeling obligated to play a game, and if that happens, it starts becoming not fun. As soon as I started playing in clans, that's actually the beginning of the end for me, because I started paying attention to my stats, and became a Unicum scumbag, and that kind of changed. It kind of changed things for me, changed things pretty severe for me. So yeah, all kinds of people, all different kinds of, stuff going on, and having to deal with that, run a YouTube channel, and try and run a clan. I just basically was, overloaded myself. Being a community contributor, requesting things and then trying to do reviews on them, just to have people criticize everything you say regardless. I probably shouldn't have gotten as upset as I had gotten, but hey, we all get upset every once in a while, right? That's kind of what happened to me. I'm just getting upset. That's the M1's weakness right there, is if you can get a shot in the ass cracking. The best shot is to shoot through the driver's side hatch. And where I shot was the ammo rack. This thing only needs one more shot. Oh, I'm just going to leave it to somebody else. I want to get some practice with these wire-guided bombs. I can't wait to get one of these tanks that has the missile on it, where I can guide it from here. That's going to be crazy. Oh! I wonder how far it goes. Wow, that went hella far. Yeah, I just think it's crazy. Just, you know, people taking, they call them tryhards on. Yeah, they call them tryhards. Yeah, that was a good one. So I have 3 more shots. I might be able to make another pass. I could actually get this vehicle. We gotta slow this sucker down. There we go. Ah, that sucked. I just got into a good position. Oh wait a minute, there's still a... Any other comments? Nope. Just people wanting to know if I'm going to go back to a broken game. So everybody knows that the community of World of Tanks can be really, you know, what is it, volatile? Is that what we're looking for? Volatile or very angry? And there's some people on here that are that way too. Except for on here, I'm not known for playing this game. So when people see my name on here, they don't go, "Oh, that guy does YouTube videos," and then they go, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna watch him, see what he's doing, and then, you know, and then kill him based on where, because I can see him." And then of course I could make a video and then put a delay on it, but that takes a little bit out of it because I can't actually respond to people. So it takes a lot out of it, and that's kind of messed up if you ask me. You know, it's immoral stuff. You know, human beings are not known for being the most, you know, honorable people. But yeah, stuff happens a lot, right? It looks like they're stuck. I think as soon as I kill those 2 vehicles, they're gonna start. Popped its top. Boom! Turret. Yeah, I don't know why people are like that, honestly. I don't know why in this video game, well, not in this video game, but in World of Tanks, being good, you know, and the way that the game's played off to you, like you can clearly get a tank that does not perform and you can buy it, and it will not perform up to any standard. And it's literally been handicapped so that you can play specific game modes, and you get it, and you spend the money, and then you go, is this worth it? And you start having really bad RNG where you get, you know, just one bad thing happen to you after it next. And then once that happens, you're screwed, right? I mean, you start getting angry as you just spent money on a tank and it's clearly not as good, and then the first thing that people say to you is, oh, well, you just got to play it better. What really happens is that if you play anything long enough, you'll eventually learn how to play it good, right? But you know, on here, when you buy a vehicle, like I bought a vehicle that's it's an 8.7, this one, you know, I bought this vehicle a year ago. Actually, you know what? That one was gifted to me. It was the GMC. And its gun does exactly as advertised. It's the same gun you get on the tier 10 vehicles. Seriously, it's a good, the L44, it's a decent weapon, you know, but you know, the tank has no armor, but neither does any of the tanks in this. I mean, in comparison, The only one that really has any is, so you guys remember we were playing before and this thing just literally started tumbling? I don't know what the hell was going on with it, but... Yeah, if I moved too much, the thing would just spin out of control. It was crazy. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. Let's see if we can hit him. We actually did hit him. I kind of wish that, they would, have a little tutorial video on this, maybe? I'm gonna drop these bombs on these guys. There we go. Didn't do much to them. Crazy. Of course, I got my top popped, but I am leader on the board here. Yeah, it's crazy. I've met people in World of Tanks that were ex-military, decent guys, and then I've met people that were. They have a name for it where they actually say that they're in the military, but they've never served. And it's crazy. So you get, it's just, I just don't get why it's like that. I bet you there's people on here like that too, but the instant that I hear, oh hey, you know, I used to drive one of these, you know, I talk to the person, see how they are, and if they're like this, oh my god, why am I missing every 5 seconds? Why is it I get killed? How come my team sucks? As soon as I start hearing that stuff, I just go, not the friend for me. Seriously, just not a friend for me. And I think it's become kind of... like, it's become cool to lie. You know, you look on Twitter, you look on Facebook, you look at all that stuff, and you know, showing pictures that aren't really you and doing stuff like that. It just seems to me to be so stupid. Why would anybody want to do that? You know? Why would somebody... At what point does it become cool to lie? And then who the hell are these people that are believing the lies? That's the part that really gets me. You know, so people go, oh, no, this is acceptable. Yeah, they have a TV show. They have a TV show where they go around pulling people's covers for saying they're military when they're not military. I forget what it's called. Something honor. I forget what it is. But it's a crime. And you know, it's kind of the thing that happens when you're, you know, if you're online a lot and you're playing, you're gonna run into people that are not who they say they are. Anyway, so we've been going for 44 minutes. We had one good game, and then the one we just had, which was okay. Wasn't the best game ever. It was a defeat, but we still managed to make a little bit of silver. And we also made some XP. So I'm also not stressed out because I'm playing human beings that are sending me messages and screaming at me. So that definitely makes a big difference. But anyway, thanks for watching, and later.